This is the ultimate fighting championship, and why these guys are out there swinging a sledgehammer and flipping a tire around, I'm throwing fists at a partner's head, neck, and chest. I'm fighting in practice every day, and I don't mean that we're sparring hard. I just mean I'm working on fighting things. I'm not spending my time on mental health and Anthony Robbins and screaming the word yes over and over. Not that that's bad. I'm just saying I'm not spending my time on that. If I'm going to work on fighting, I'm going to work on fighting. And when you get in a fight, that comes in very handy.
All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So if you've been wondering where my video is about the Chael Sonnen battery charges and kind of arrest incident, well, here it is. I was at a commission yesterday. Now we're going to talk about this new information that just came out. I'm going to talk about what we know, what we don't know. I'm going to speculate on some things. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to create a permanent problem with the biggest MMA YouTuber in the world and one of my favorite fighters of all time. So I'm going to do what I always do, which is I'm going to go, okay, well, this is what we know. This is what we don't know. Here's how he's behaving. Speculation. But before I get into all of that, I just want to say I have nothing but respect for Chael Sonnen. I consider him basically my inspiration. When I thought of like what I wanted to do with this channel, I was like, if I could do anything even remotely like what he's doing, then I've succeeded wildly. So I'm not trying to create an actual problem with Chael. I know I said like create beefs with other guys. Like this is the kind of thing, you talk about a thing like this and you say the wrong thing and you could actually create like an actual problem. I'm not trying to have an actual problem with anybody. So there's that. Now, before we get into it, this is my favorite thing to talk about because I like examining human behavior and then speculating on what it all maybe means and what it doesn't, etc. Because I'm just a person, I've seen behind the curtain, right? Like I've seen behind the curtain on things where it's like, this is in the media. I know that this is what actually happened. I know that this is how these guys are trying to play it. And so I apply that knowledge base to everything that I do. That's why I'm pretty good at usually navigating what's actually going on. In this case, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll tell you what we know. And I could just tell you my thought process, which means could be this, could be that. Okay, so what we know now is Chael apparently at 7:33 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, now the reason why the time is important is anytime you have a situation like this where you're in Vegas and people get into an altercation, the time of day or night that it is an indicator of how much likely alcohol has been consumed or any other thing. Now, Chael doesn't strike me as a guy who would be anything but boozed, and I don't even know if he drinks. But that's why when you hear about an incident in Vegas, that's the first thing you need to know. Because if someone goes, this big UFC fighter who's been known to drink headbutted a cop car at 4 a.m, you can make some assumptions and pretty much bet your life that you're right about them, right? So 7:30 p.m. could go either way, right? It's Vegas, it's a Saturday, could have been boozing all day, or could have not been drinking at all since, there's like an event. I don't know. Don't know if Chael worked. Actually, he must not have worked the UFC event that night because 7:30 p.m. would have been when the Derek Lewis and the Derek Lewis event was going on. So I'm not sure what he was doing there. Anyway, maybe someone else knows that. But at 7:33 p.m., a report of a fight gets called in. Apparently, Sonnen had committed a misdemeanor battery against 5 separate victims, is what the Las Vegas police public information, whatever statement is. And it says that Chael, this is what's reported, was that Chael was in the hallway of the Four Seasons, which is a very nice hotel, by the way, very expensive. And he was pounding on a door. Right? Like the way that this altercation started apparently was he was pounding on someone's door and then he ended up getting into it with a couple, which they're not like, they're very unclear whether the couple was inside the room and then came out. It says he was seen banging on the door of a hotel room and then was involved in a physical altercation with a couple. Paramedics also responded to the call, but no injuries were reported. Okay, so couple things that you know for sure, okay? If Chael got in an actual fight and no injuries were incurred, it means Chael was not fighting, right? Like if Chael was fighting, someone's getting injured, okay? Like this is not, this isn't like hyperbole, okay? Chael was a professional fighter. You can think whatever you want about whatever, but Chael has been in the octagon with John Jones, dude, okay? He beat Anderson Silva for 5 rounds the first time they fought. Okay, I know 44 years old sounds like, oh, but he's way past his prime. Way past his prime to fight Kamaru or Israel Adesanya. Okay, I don't think most people understand the gap between professional fighter and regular person that's never trained in fighting. I don't think most people understand the gap between, been training jiu-jitsu for 6 months and person who has no training. Like, there's the gap between pro fighter and person with no training. I mean, dude, Chael could beat up 15 of these guys. Depending on how coordinated they were. But if he wanted to hurt these guys, they'd be hurt. That's as simple as that. If there's no injuries, that's because Chael chose not to injure anyone. So you have to keep that in mind, okay? But yeah, so paramedics were called. Sonnen works as a commentator, blah, 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 blah. That's all we know. Here's what else we know, though, is we know that he's not making any statements about it, right? It's Chael. Like, you think that this guy doesn't understand? You think Chael, of all people, doesn't understand that this story's going viral, that everybody's going to be talking about it? Okay, so I last night, this happened on Saturday. The news broke yesterday, and I was waiting all night to see what he was going to say. I wasn't sure if he was going to tweet something or if he was going to put a video out about it. I would imagine eventually he's going to put a video out about it. But I've also figured that the more of a hero he was in this story, the quicker he would have been to put out a statement, right? So, like, as an example, let's say that Chael saw a couple fighting in the lobby or whatever, or fighting in the hallway. He's going to his room, right? Now we're in hypothetical land. He's going to his room. He sees a couple fighting in the hallway, and the dude's like, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat, lady. She's all, why are you always hurting me? Why? He's like, because you're worthless. I'm gonna break your face. And then Chael was all, whoa, pal, you are not gonna hurt that woman. He said, fuck you, pal. And then he went into the room, and Chael could hear the guy beating on her, and so Chael's pounding on the door. Let me in. I'm not gonna allow a guy to beat up a girl around here. I'm not going to allow it. And then eventually kicks the door in. Two other people, they get confused. They're all, what's going on? Why is he kicking the door in? And Chael is strangling the guy who just beat up the girl. The other guy's trying to pull him off, and Chael throws one of them through the wall, throws the other guy out the thing, and then someone else comes in trying to help. And before they realize Chael's the good guy, Chael has assaulted 5 people, right? So, like, if it was a story like that, as an example, I would imagine that would be very quick, release of information. And again, I just want to say this. This is all total. This is just what I'm thinking. Okay, I have no idea, right? But the longer that he doesn't say anything, the more it makes me think like, so maybe there was something else going on. Because here's the thing: because there's 5 people involved, there's 5 people, right? It means that if Chael wanted to spin this and just kind of say a thing like, well, I'm going to say that I was saving a lady. If he wasn't saving a lady, he knows there's too many people that might go out and contradict his story, and they're going to know that what he said was not true, right? So the longer he waits, the more it makes me think that he's trying to get his arms around what he can say and what he can't if he doesn't want what actually happened to get out, right? Like, that's, I don't know what else to say about it. Now, in the case of what also could have happened, right? Like, I hear pound on the door, and again, I don't know anything about Chael's personal life. Nothing. As a matter of fact, let me look this up before I even say this, just to make sure I don't, in pursuit of not creating an actual problem with one of my favorite people on earth. Let me just look this up really quick. So Chael is married, I think. Okay, yeah, so he's married and he has kids. Yeah, yeah, he's married and has 2 kids. Okay, so what I was going to say was under the assumption that his family was not with him in Las Vegas. I'll just leave it at that, because again, I just had to actually Google whether or not he's married. Okay, so I don't have any insight into anything. I was just saying, let's just take him out of it, right? As a matter of fact, let's just completely take him out of it. Let's say public figure that I've heard of, not pounds on door in hotel, gets in fight with couple. Okay, what I think of is, or let's say I did know they were married. I was like, he caught his side piece with another dude. You know, that's where my brain defaults to. It's like, why would he be pounding on a door? You know, if he's pounding on a door and his wife's not there, then there must be some reason he wants to get in there really bad. And generally, if you're, you know, there's someone who's spun up over, you know, anybody who's angry, a man like, you know, kind of wired for combat like us, usually you can, another one of my favorite people came, you know, kind of put this outline together, which I won't use his name in this particular case. But it's always money, drugs, or pussy. Those are your three options that generally cause people to behave badly in situations like this. Now, as far as I know, Chael's doesn't do drugs. I can't imagine a scenario where he would be pounding on a door about money. And so all that leaves you with is, you know, but again, I have no idea. Like I have absolutely, like, this is not an accusation in any capacity. This is just like, if he was any public figure and I heard the details that I know thus far, my brain would go, maybe that has to do with like a side piece or something. But again, I do not know him, and that is not an accusation, and I'm not just saying, like, I really don't know anything about this situation. That's just what my default was when I first heard the story. But, I mean, I'll be very interested to see what happened. He got in a fight with 5 people. Sounds like he's not, I can't even tell, like, so he's put out 3 videos since then. All of them very generic. Like, that's the other thing. So in the videos that he's put out, he's in a hotel room, very clearly in a hotel room, and they're very generic topics. And the only reason I bring that up is because they could have been filmed anytime, you know? Like, those videos could have been filmed anytime. So that doesn't, like, they're not time, you know, like, if someone is like, you don't believe me that I was in that place? I was there. Really? When were you there? They're all, here's the picture. You're all, how do I know when that picture was taken? And they're like, here, I'm holding up a newspaper. The newspaper's in it. You know, like, as far as I can tell, those videos are not time stamped or day stamped where it couldn't have been shot a few days before or whatever. You know what I mean? And I think he was shooting in a hotel room for a few days before that. So who knows? Like, that's what I'm saying. He's like, I don't even know if he's in the studio filming. I don't know if he's still in Vegas. I don't know if those were filmed before. He's posted 3 videos, but they're kind of, you know, whatever topics that could have been filmed anywhere, anytime. So, and if he is still in a hotel room, why? Why hasn't he gone home? He didn't actually get arrested. So what the hell is he still doing in Vegas, you know? Again, this video is just me thinking. I'm just thinking. I have no answers. It's possible that the thing that happened was exactly what I said. Some guy was beating up a girl and Chael was a hero and he had to beat up 5 guys to save the girl. Could have been his wife in there and something happened. She was unconscious. You know, like someone drugged her and he was pounding on the door trying to wake her up. And then some hooligans that had drugged her came down the hallway and Chael had to beat him up. You know, there's a lot of ways that this could have been Chael being heroic. And maybe, totally possible as I'm thinking it through, maybe he was being heroic and there's some kind of detail in there, you know, relating to someone in his family, and that's why he's not making a statement. Because he's got some other thing he needs to navigate in terms of what he wants public and what he doesn't want public that's, like, you know, completely innocuous and in no way makes him look guilty. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what I got. That's what I got. So anyway, Chael, I hope everything's all right. Everybody, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell.